to this week's Grow with Care. We're going to help some of you break a bad habit that you might not even realize you have. Surprisingly, placing a saucer under a potted plant may be doing more harm than good. Who knew? Laura and Bobby shows us an alternative.
Well, we always say drainage is an important thing in your pot, but sitting in water is a bad thing for your pots.
Right, so when it comes to your houseplants, typically we have them sitting on a saucer, right? So the extra water can drain away and protect the surface that your plant is on. However, when that water drains away into a saucer, it's still just sitting there, making the soil soggy for your plants. So a better option, a pebble tray, a deep pebble tray.
When you water, the biggest key is not to have the water above the pebbles. So let's just water this thing. You know, and you do want to see the water come out. And then you sit it on the pebbles. Your plant is not sitting in water, but it's surrounded by water, which is good for humidity.
Right, what you get is a bonus of using a pebble tray, not just the drainage, but you have the excess water sitting here. It will continue to evaporate and provide a little extra humidity around the plant itself. That is key for good plant health, especially in a Minnesota winter when our air is so dry. What you want in a pebble tray is one that's deep enough to hold your pebbles. And when we say pebbles, that can mean anything from pea gravel to river rock that you got out of the front yard landscaping. They can be fancy polished stones for a little bit more of a high-class look, or anything that will just keep the plant sitting above that water line.
As you know, it's important to water your plants, but it's just as important to make sure that the drainage, they're not sitting in that water, because that's a big killer.